welcome to Canalización Armonía. My name is Luz, and I'm channeling today for the winter equinox here in the Western Hemisphere. And I've already pulled your cards right now. Today in my grounding, I was just feeling like grateful for for the motivation to keep going on, for the enough self-esteem to channel whatever we need to channel, and this meaning like we need to say whatever we need to say, right? That was what I was feeling earlier today in my meditation and grounding breath work. And then this song, it was in my head right now. Oh, 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 it's magic, you know. Never believe it's not so. So something really magical is about to happen, and like I think you some of you have lost hope, and I feel like it's so common around this time to lose hope in a few things. Every time that it gets colder or serotonin levels go down, especially as females, I'm gonna say this, like our hormonal changes um sometimes really prevent us from just being motivated, I guess, or like harnessing enough vitality depending on how we take care of ourselves. Uh, yeah, let's turn on some canelita. Beautiful scent. Telling ourselves that we deserve the abundance flowing our way in any way, in material way, and in loving relationships way, in enough health to do this, to do your mission kind of way, to um, also like since it's around the new moon in Sagittarius and Western astrology, so the fire is still very present. I recommend burning anise. I just did, and clove to transmute any envy towards your way or jealousy. Anise, I personally see it as sacred geometry, beauty, appreciating sacred geometry and the balance of it all. The balance of kind of like the flower of life as well, and everything coming together into harmony, with whatever lessons we need to go through and learn, you know, keep the ball rolling kind of thing. Um, I also burned some copal, but anything that you can burn around this time, that's beautiful. And what else? Well, this is just my personal little rituals, but I learned them from seeing others do it too. So, cleaning, of course, cleaning your space, your home, cleaning with vinegar, putting some salt on your doors, open the roads, open pathways, of course, candles as well. Uh, so first we got the elk, and this is very earthy element, and I remember the advice on this one was to do everything more consciously, eat consciously, drink consciously. Um, this is a very fatherly figure, so very like how do you say it, like sacred masculine taking on the wheel maybe around this time to do some stuff. And if you think about it, it is time to like hibernate. So the elk just really resonates with this season right now. And then we got adventure. And I want to say, like, you probably are going through some kind of travesty right now in which you're going to go through an adventure or you're going to go soon. If you see right here, she's like super comfy, super like getting cozy, getting ready to rest without any guilt. Like the water in her, in this Pachamama depiction in this card, just the spirit of Earth, Mother Gaia, kind of like mermaid beings. Mentaka constellation, I'm hearing too because of the mermaid and the stars. And right now. I'm channeling after stargazing, and I feel like a lot of constellations are like calling to me, and I know that a lot of galactic families are making contact and channeling through me right now as one, a source, as a whole, you know? And oh, look, I see a shell here too. You might be getting attracted to shells. Oh, the whole thing is a shell. Wow, the whole thing is a shell. Just noticed that. Sacred creativity or co-creation with the divine, because number 30, which is numerologically is just 3. So creativity, but I feel like just nurturing yourself, nourishing yourself, and all of this water present. I mean, the whole world is the whole planet Earth is like mostly water, right? Over 70% water. So I think that it would flow, if you were resting without guilt. That's what I wanted to say. Resting without guilt. But I want to read the elk for you. Let me see. Stable, resilient, heartstrong, the father. The great elk represents the earth element in its masculine form. This means it provides underlying support and stability amidst life's many changes. An elk personality, whether male or female, is fully established in themselves and knows their core values. They become known and respected for acting in ways that uphold those values. Sometimes the elk's ego can become inflated, but for the most part, they make them good fathers, mothers, lovers, and friends. The world needs more elk energy. When in balance, supportive, kind, and consistent. When out of balance, pretentious, high, and mighty. To bring it into balance, eat and drink more consciously. So I feel like most of us are tapping into this energy where we already know the direction we're going. And it's sort of going to be like unknown, but we're so supported by our sacred masculine, or like per se, for example, our masculine lineage of ancestors, taking care of us. Um, and you're like probably manifesting this path, opening this doorway where you're like simply resting, like kind of like this kind of manifestation. I'm sure you've heard it somewhere. I know I did that. When you manifest, you just rest and kind of forget about it. That's the thing that I'm hearing, that an adventure is gonna come like unexpectedly to you. You're gonna be called to go somewhere, or you're gonna be called to go do a job somewhere. Maybe perhaps if like you travel for your career or job, and you didn't know that you could go there or something like that. Yeah, because the manifestation is here. You're envisioning already. You're like resting and kind of like dreaming and also daydreaming about it. See, I want to read. Actually, I want to go through your tarot and say that I think like with the 5 of Wands, there might be some competition, or yeah, some competition in the workplace or something, but it's gonna like it's gonna propel you. It's only gonna propel you, like you channeling your energy up. Oh, this reminds me of the copper conductors. Just any like copper, that you like bury on the dirt. That's what I'm seeing right now. Yeah, a lot of you might want to get into that, or have already gotten into that. That's a specific message, but 5 of Wands. Yeah, and I feel like you're gonna be just excited. It's kind of like a per se, like it's a sports competition, and you're just excited to have like somebody challenge you in a way that is gonna make you both grow, kind of thing, more than seeing it as as someone just trying to put you down, and step all over you, or win something, take something from you. I feel like this is more like a balanced way of competing, but it's gonna take you to a serious adventure. Like it's gonna open up a serious pathway, and I feel like there's gonna be some sort of justice that you didn't see before, but then now you're nourished and appreciate yourself enough, and you're conscious enough to know that you should have seen this before, kind of thing. And with the justice, I feel like you're gonna be Um, finally, just taking what belongs to you. Like, three, creativity again, like the orange here, the orange in these buckets or lanterns. I feel. Ooh, I feel like they could be like filled with fireflies. I don't know why, but I don't know if this is the case on this art. I feel like you're gonna be finally ready here with your sword, with your katana or whatever that is. But at the same time, you're gonna be so graceful. You look, you're gonna be like taking off your sandals and grounding your bare feet on the ground. Anywhere you're gonna be so peaceful, kind of like kung fu energy. Yeah, like you're gonna be super balanced for whatever challenges come your way or whatever um things you have to balance out or talk out with somebody else or some group or something, and it's going to bring you a lot of peace. And now you're going to be able to judge that it's okay, it's okay to take on somebody's challenge or somebody's way of telling you the things, like kind of mm, like it's okay to say like, oh, you think this about me. Okay, it's okay. I can take the judgment. I can take the judgment from you and see it as feedback or seeing it as an opportunity to learn. But of course, I'm not gonna submit. Of course, you're not gonna submit to whatever they want you to do. But you're taking this as an opportunity to grow instead of thinking like of a nuisance or whatever, however you say. Um, but yeah, I think that there's obviously there's also a 50 other percent for 50% of others of you. There's a possible, like, I don't know, somebody feels like threatened by you. This might be also like in love life. Somebody feels threatened by you because somebody they're attracted to is attracted to you kind of way. That's something specifically, okay? Here with the 5 of Wands for some of you. I mean, if you are single or in the dating life out there, that's only for a few of you. Um, but yeah, I think you'll be able to see the whatever comes your way is an opportunity to expand and to take because if you take that, you can take anything. In adventures there's always risks. You can just have a great day with everything being happy and like everything being perfect. That's not it. Like adventures take risks as well, and the price is you get to see all of these beautiful sceneries. For example, if you're it's literally like a travel like a road trip or whatever, or you get to understand people that you didn't understand before, or you get to talk to whoever your partner maybe, or you get to talk to, I don't know, your cousin or something like that, when maybe you didn't get along that well. Maybe you get to talk to a family member. This could be a family member, or this could just be like a coworker. If this is like a, let's say, like it's a job, a work trip, or something like that. Because I feel also with the eight of wands, you're gonna be like getting promoted. Like I don't know. I think this is about career or job for some of you. That's what this is, a sense of like competition, or like maybe you feeling like others are gonna give you others are gonna give you shit, but you obviously know that you're cultivating what you work so hard for right now. you know like you obviously know this now. Now you have the discernment and that you deserve, because before you would doubt it, and that's why your manifestations will get blocked. But now it's the moment that it's all getting balanced and coming into place, and you being more conscious about your body and grounding. Like I see her like very grounded. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just the sandals and that she kind of looked barefoot at first for me, in my opinion. But there's something about that, and like a lot of nature scenery, of course, and portrayed in a lot of these decks here too. And you literally watering your flowers if you're gardeners, which a lot of you are. Then this is totally like your confirmation for that. Let's read the affirmation. I strive to see myself fully and understand myself more deeply. I strive to see myself fully and understand myself more deeply. Yeah, I feel like this is part of that. You being able to understand yourself, know that you got yourself, that you got your own back, but also you got your spirit team or source having your own back. That's feeling like you got Papa Universe getting your back, and and then what? Then you're able to relax and embody it fully, and therefore manifest it because you're manifesting from a more relaxed place rather than from like struggling and struggling. And maybe others are gonna learn from you. That's what's coming through too around this winter equinox. You're gonna be doing all of this, and maybe a lot of you are gonna be being pushed to taking the role of a teacher or a mentor. I feel because right now you're like um getting to another level, like leveling up, and not to put pressure. Like this doesn't mean like, oh, you're gonna be an expert, but you're leveling up from where you were before. Just one more level up, financially, career wise, knowing which direction you want to go. And I feel like a lot of people might be learning from you. This could also be like not competition, but it could be like you waking up the fire in others to see the, oh, okay, so I see that even though this person went through a lot of ups and downs, they're still managing somehow to connect to like kind of like ground, and at the same time be connected to source and open all these doors. And some of these people might be wanting to learn from you in some way. If you're some sort of like teacher or mentor or like gym coach, I'm hearing kind of like that energy is coming for some of you. Um, but yeah, this is a very positive reading to for you to follow your goals, and around this equinox, maybe write them down and burn them if you're feeling the fire energy as much as I am. I know a lot of you are. And yeah, also like remember that there's a point where you up a level and the learning skills that you knew last year are not the same this year. And you gotta accept that you master a chapter. I feel like a lot of you have had trouble accepting when you master something. Like you always feel like you have to keep learning, in some way. Like you have to keep going, or like you never know enough about something. I'm also hearing the grass is always greener on the other side. Yeah, like you might be like, and that might be like a past version of you that wasn't that grounded or that conscious, knowing that there to manifest, you also need to be kind of like being able to connect to this place of contentment at the same time, and to differentiate, to have that judgment and discernment of which is like your ego wanting to have maybe what others have. Are you always comparing yourself to others? Are you the one that's like comparing yourself to others, you know like that sort of thing, or just focusing like on one way and knowing that you're gonna get justice, but from like that little youth that couldn't get what they wanted, that they didn't receive enough love, or the little you that wanted to just be wild and wasn't let, like if you see wildlife, like being trapped in, for example, like in zoos, or this like reservations where they have, for example, like where they have wolves, and they're not allowing to be free without being chipped. Wow, that specific thing came through. But yeah, like something that you containing yourself to know that you're patiently going through the levels, but not containing yourself to the point of putting yourself in a box to not express. That's kind of like the message that's coming through. If I explain myself well, sometimes these messages come way too fast through me, but we'll get through it. I'll find a way to say the words, and we'll get through it. And also, um, I think you're might as well be cultivating some sort of relationship that you work with right now with the Eight of Pentacles. If this isn't about money and you're more like about um your romantic life or your relationships life, like with friendships. I think that you are in a space where you're like you've taken care of it so well, and maybe you think that there's always going to be something that you need to do better because you see this in other places. But right now you know that to be balanced and in harmony, I think that you'll be able to see that it's not always about getting better and mastering. Also, there needs to be a balance, about that. Um, but yeah, what else is coming through? Hmm. Also, hmm, I feel like if it's going to be about this equinox and what is going on around, channeling for the collective right now, you are going to be rewarded, okay? You already being rewarded in some way, and you might find this as a challenge, and that's a reward. You're up in a level, so you're gonna find more travesties, like more adventures to go through. And I feel like you're gonna be seeing that your efforts are really rewarded, um in anything, in finances or in relationships. And there's gonna be yeah, where my balance, because you're acting with integrity here, okay? You're knowing how to do that. But I want to read the adventure. 30. Okay. It is an excellent time to take a short jaunt anywhere that inspires you. If you enjoy horseback riding or riding a bike, create the opportunity to do this. Just get outdoors and travel. It will help you break out of your routine. It may also expose you to different outlook, a new opportunity, or an escapade. You are really going to feel so much better after taking a break. There is no feeling quite like having the wind blow through your hair or the sun on your back. Wow, that is beautiful. Yeah, there's something about you just letting yourself do something that you have been waiting to receive, to manifest. You envisioning that and making the plans and time for that. And knowing that, okay, I deserved this. Even like I'm hearing for some of you, like I deserve to smile. When before, like, you were too afraid of shining your light, to expressing your talent around others or something. Like, I deserve this justice to my inner child that was so confined before, or my soul in these past reincarnations that was really confined, and not let do a lot because there was always a need or somebody pushing you to do more and making you feel like you were never enough, really. um, you can rest assured that this is around the time where if you need to rest in bed all day or go ride a bike, like the book was saying, like either or, manifesting from that place, from doing so. It's more like I feel like get letting your masculine take care of your feminine, like your analytical, telling you like, yes, make the plans, make the schedule to wake up at 8 a.m. and go bike or go skate or whatever, and then you'll be able to do what you love, like, and make that trip, make that whole trip plan and save up. That's the discipline energy, right? That's masculine energy, and we need that structure in order for you to go have fun. So I feel like that's really where you strive to understand yourself more, like you was saying, more deeply. Yes, like acting more conscious in that way and having better judgment of course, like where and when to do this. But yeah, that's coming through for this winter equinox. I hope you guys have a great time. I hope you can rest, nourish yourselves, and do some beautiful dream work. Because I know I am going to, and I have been. Dreams have been just wild. Um, I'd love to know if some of you have been dreaming so wild. Yes, have a good night or day, depending on where you are. And thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.